And now, Mike's thoughts. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to Divisional Round NFL Playoff Football. Guys, we're down to 7 games. Not 7 weeks, not 7 games in a week, 7 games total left of the entire 2025-2026 NFL season. 4 games between Saturdays and Sundays, 2 games the following week. We got a bye week, and then we got Super Bowl Sunday, baby. With that being said, guys, enjoy these last 4 weeks of NFL football. Enjoy these last 7 games of NFL football because it is wide open. Super Bowl, wide open. Divisional round, wide open. Hell, championship weekend is wide open. Who is going to win it all? Who is going to punch their ticket to the championship game, guys? Who knows? Find out today right here on Man Hour NFL Talk. Cue that intro. Are you ready for the best damn NFL show on the planet? Man Hour Nation. Rise up.
Yeah, hey, let's go. Hitting that gridiron, we going hard, we running the plays. You know the vibe, only the strong survive. Gotta keep your head in the game. Talking NFL, uncut, straight raw, steady bringing that sauce. We about to take off, get it hype. This man, our sport talk. Yeah, from the quarterback to the lineman, everybody bringing heat. You don't really wanna try them. Hey, who gon' win? It's a battle of the giants. This show is the flyest. Nobody can deny it. This is Man Hour. Sport Talk. Man Hour. Sport Talk. What team you reppin'? We keep it interesting. Who caught another down? Who got that interception? This is Man Hour. Sport Talk. Man Hour. Sport Talk. What team you reppin'? We keep it interesting. Who caught another down? Who got that interception?
Let's go. What is up, Man Hour Nation, guys? Welcome to Man Hour NFL Talk, your go-to spot for live, raw, uncut NFL talk. I'm so glad you're rolling with us today. Now, before we jump into today's action, head over to manhourradio.com. Let's find all the exclusive merchandise, the freshest of the freshest blogs, and everything that's happening with the Man Hour show. So you guys are rocking the Man Hour, guys. That is a spot to rep it. Guys, if you hit the like button, hit the share button, of course, hit the subscribe button as well. So you never miss a live and after show. That's the easiest way to stay plugged into with us. But if you want the full Man Hour experience, guys, become a Picks and Punt It. That is our members-only community where you get free entry into the weekly NFL pick'ems, giveaways, exclusive merchandise, and always bonus live stream that Picks and Punters get. So, guys, if you want that next level access, guys, join the squad today. Now, remember, this is a live interactive show. So drop your thoughts, drop your opinions, and your hot takes down in the comments down below because I want to hear from you. Now, we are doing a little bit early today. Normally, we do 7 p.m. East Coast time. But you know what? We're going to a high school basketball game tonight. So we got to get the show in. We got to talk about the divisional round games today. But before we get carried away, let's welcome some people into the chat. He says, Crisp the Drink. See Prism the Drink says hi. I'm so messing up that name. But what is up? What is up? What is up? Hope you're having a good old day. We got my man Alpha Rob in the chat today as well. What is up, Alpha Rob? We got Pigskin Punted in there, Old Man River. We see Jim. We see Laura. We see Casey. We see John. Guys, we see all you guys over there in the chat. Guys, it's a live and after show. So drop your comments down below and we will get to each and every comment. But guys, let's start off with the divisional round football games today. And we got the LA Rams. That's right. The LA Rams taking on the Chicago Bears. Sunday night football, guys. We got the Bears. We got the Rams. Soldier Field. And here's the wildest part. The last time these two teams met in the postseason was 1985 in the NFC Championship game. That is when Mike Ditka and the Monsters of the Midway shut the door on the LA Rams 24-0 and marched all the way to the Super Bowl. Actually ended up winning that Super Bowl. Guys, fun fact, just to set the tone here, Sean McVay, Ben Johnson weren't even alive for that game. They weren't even thinking in their daddy's balls at this particular time. This is a different era. This is a different NFL, but same exact states. Guys, this matchup is simple. It's offense on offense. Fireworks versus fireworks. Just enough chaos baked in to make it beautiful. Guys, so let's set the table for Sunday football. Both of these teams reinvented themselves in 2025. Sean McVay and Ben Johnson are now two of only three head coaches to take over the worst offenses in the league and turn it into an NFL playoff team in year one. That alone tells you what kind of chess match we're getting into, guys. The Rams finished the best in the NFL with scoring 30.5 points per game and first in total offense. And the Bears were not far behind them, top 10 in both categories with 6 in total yards. These teams do not have to be perfect rhythm to strike. They score in hiccups, blink, and you're down by 10. Big plays, Chicago had 127 of them. You want even more big plays? The LA Rams had 125 of them. Only the Buffalo Bills had more. This is a chunk yardage football game. We are going to see the ball flying around. But this is where it gets interesting. The Chicago Bears have scored 30-plus points 6 times this season, including in the playoffs. Only 2 Bears teams have done this more since 1967. The 1985 and the 2006 Chicago Bears. Both of those seasons were Super Bowl seasons. History doesn't guarantee anything. Let's not get it twisted, but it sure is whisper in your ear. Super Bowl, Super Bowl, Super Bowl. But then we need to flip it to the other side. The Rams are a weird road team. 4 of their 5 losses came away from home. Only 2 wild card teams in the NFL history have won a Super Bowl with a road winning percentage under 600. Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers back in 2010 and John Elway's Broncos back in 1997. That's rare air there. So let's get to these 3 storylines that I actually think that I think is going to decide this game. First up is can the Chicago Bears and Caleb Williams offense play 4 complete quarters? That is the biggest question surrounding Chicago. Can they play 4 complete quarters? Nobody questions their heart. Nobody questions their comeback ability. The wild card comeback against the Green Bay Packers was their 7th win this season when trying with the final 2 minutes of the game. That's more than any team since 1983. Caleb Williams has been nails late. Best passer ranking in the entire league on 3rd down when trailing. 7 touchdown passes in those moments. But here's the problem. You cannot spot the Rams double digits and expect miracles happen every week. The Rams defense has cracks right now, and it's since week 13 they've given up over 28 points per game. That's tough. 5 of their last 7 opponents actually, guys, dropped 27 or more points on them. And I promise you, Ben Johnson is watching Bryce Young carve him up in that secondary and licking his chops. Ooh, Caleb's going a nice, very, very game. Guys, if the Chicago Bears can avoid this mid-game lull, avoid the stall drives, this offense can absolutely hang 30 yet again versus the LA Rams. But this is where the sleepwalker for a quarter, Matthew Stafford, can make you pay. You have to play 4 complete quarters. Not 30 minutes, not 15 minutes, not 2 minutes. 4 complete quarters. And that brings us to storyline number 2. Matthew Stafford, guys, arguably is the MVP of the NFL. Matthew Stafford has been the man, the myth, the legend all season long. Where would the LA Rams be without Matthew Stafford this season? Guys, this is an MVP night for Matthew Stafford. Center stage, all eyes on you, light it up. Guys, Matthew Stafford has put up nearly 4,800 yards and 46 touchdowns this season. Is a career year. Puka, Devontae Adams, a deep, tight room, and he has a deep, tight end room as well. Kyron Williams and Blake Crum in the backfield. Guys, this offense is built to stress every inch of the field, and they've been doing that all season long. And Stafford in the playoffs has been nearly automatic. 8 straight playoff games with 200-plus yards and at least 2 touchdown passes. Only Aaron Rodgers has a longer streak. But here's the catch. Turnovers. And for the Rams' 5 losses, Matthew Stafford has turned the ball over a lot. The Bears have led the NFL with 33 takeaways this season. When Chicago forces 2 or more turnovers in a game, they're undefeated. When they don't, they barely are surviving. Guys, if Matthew Stafford protects the ball, he can shred the Bears' defense that ranks near the bottom in yards allowed. If he doesn't, Soldier Field turns into a snow globe and the chaos real fast. And the third storyline of this game that nobody can escape, guys, is the weather. It is going to be brutal in Chicago. Sunday night is going to be 10 to 15 degrees. 10 to 15 degrees outside. That is terrible with wind gusts up to 30 miles an hour. Wind chills below zero. This just isn't cold. This is football weather that messes up everything. Guys, at some point, it's so cold you can't get cold anymore. That's how cold it is going to be in Chicago. And Matthew Stafford cold weather record gets talked about a lot. But here's the sneaky part. Even in the cold losses, he's still throwing for 300 yards. The real concern isn't the cold. It's going to be the wind. Wind kills timing. Wind kills kickers. Wind turns special teams into Russian roulette. Guys, Chicago has the edge here. No doubt about it. Santos has been money at Soldier Field all season long, including from 50-plus yards. Rams kicker has been solid as well, but Sean McVay hasn't exactly tested him from deep, and trusting a long kick and swirling wind is a different animal. 1 month punt, one missed kick, one bad snap. That's how games like this swing. On paper, it looks like a shootout. In reality, it might turn into a street fight with a scoreboard attached. Guys, so here's the real question before we wrap this up and go on to the next games. Do you trust Caleb Williams to keep the Magic alive at home, or do you trust Matthew Stafford to walk in a cold Soldier Field environment and deliver another postseason masterpiece? Guys, drop your takes in the comments down below. Who do you think survives Sunday night? Is it going to be the Chicago Bears or is it going to be the LA Rams? Guys, make sure you hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and remember, we are live Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. East Coast time, except for today because we're doing it a little early. But guys, who do you got winning? Chicago Bears, LA Rams. Moving on. All right, Man Out Nation, lock in with me. Focus here, because this one right here, this is a sneaky heavyweight fight of the weekend. Back at the end of September, the New England Patriots were sitting at 2-2. Kind of just floating around. We don't know if they're good. We don't know if they're bad. Whatever, right? The Houston Texans were 0-3, straight up dead in the water. Matter of fact, everybody, including myself, counted them out of the playoffs. They're done. They're done. They're done. They're done. Fast forward to now. And these two teams have combined for only 3 losses since then. And now, the winner goes to the AFC Championship game, period. That's the kind of turnaround that changes franchise. You got 2 former Pro Bowl defenders at head coaches. You got front offices that know each other very, very well, but these teams are built completely different. Houston wants to choke you out with defense, and New England wants to ride a rising superstar quarterback by Drake May. Guys, let's break it down because there are 3 storylines that decide everything on Sunday night. First one, and it's the biggest one. Drake May versus the Houston Texans defense. This is going to be the toughest test of Drake May this season. There's no debate about it. There's no fluffing it. It's going to be a shootout. Punch in your mouth, who is going to survive? Drake May has been MVP level quarterback in year 2. And even last week, after the slow start, he settled down and beat the LA Chargers. They did not lose. He flat out beat them. But now he's starting to take a Texans defense that finished the top 3 points allowed, top 3 yards allowed, and top 3 takeaways allowed. This unit just embarrassed the Pittsburgh Steelers 30-6. And here's the red flags if you're a Patriots fan. When the Chargers went man covers last week, Drake May struggled badly. 1 completion on 7 throws, 7 yards, 3 sacks. Houston noticed that. Trust me, they've seen it. They've seen it on tape. And when the Texans went mad against the Pittsburgh Steelers, Aaron Rodgers went 1 for 6 for 4 yards and took a sack. That's not a coincidence. That's a blueprint, baby. And add this in. New England is starting 2 rookie offensive linemen, and the Texans bring in Will Anderson, Danielle Hunter, and, oh, by the way, Sheldon Rankins off the edge and up the middle. That is the problem. The saving grace for the New England Patriots right now is Drake May can move. He's a little bit mobile. Houston has moments this season where mobile quarterbacks have given them issues, and Drake May does have weapons everywhere. Deep threats, intermediate guys, short passing guys. Raheem Stevenson has been a weapon lately. Travion Henderson adds the juice. But this is a game where Drake May has to prove he's just not talented. He is ready. This is the game that Drake May has to prove that he is, quote, the MVP. This is the game that Drake May has to step up and make us all believers. Because storyline number 2 of this game is, can CJ Stroud clean it up? Last week was flat out weird. It was, matter of fact, it was embarrassing. Guys, CJ Stroud turned the ball over 3 times, fumbled 5 total times, threw his first red zone interception since 2023. And honestly, he looked flat out rattled at times. The only reason that didn't matter was because the Houston defense flat out dominated. But that won't fly this week. New England's defense is humming right now. They just put 5 sacks on Justin Herbert and allowed 3 total points. Since getting Milton Williams back, the Patriots' pass rush has looked completely different. They're deeper, they're faster, and oh, by the way, they're more violent. A lot of CJ Stroud issues last week came from bad exchanges with the center. 3 fumbles off of snaky snaps. That has to be fixed because the Patriots will make you pay. What saved Houston last week was the run game. Woody Marks ran for 112 yards and iced the game in the fourth quarter. The Texans blocked well, they stayed ahead of the chains, and they did not force CJ Stroud to play hero ball. Here's the problem. The New England Patriots run defense has been legit, especially since getting healthy at linebacker. If Mark doesn't get loose, the pressure shifts is right back on CJ Stroud. And this Patriots defense doesn't give up many big plays. They'll make you earn it drive by drive, play by play. Basically, guys, the Houston Texans have to run the ball effectively all game long. And the third storyline of this game, guys, are 2 massive injuries that could swing this game. We just heard today that Nico Collins will not be playing for the Houston Texans this week, and Christian Gonzalez for the New England Patriots is still questionable. Gonzalez is dealing with a concussion, but there's optimism that he does play. And if he does, guys, the Patriots defense changes completely. They can make you play more man. They can get more aggressive. He erases his matchup last week, didn't allow a single catch. Now, on the other side, we already know this, but Nico Collins is also in concussion protocol. And his situation feels a little bit more certain, aka he's not playing. It's already been evaluated out. Now, here's the twist. When Collins missed a game earlier this season, CJ Stroud actually played great. The ball got spread around. No one had monster numbers, but everybody contributed. Dalton Stoltz became huge. Christian Kirk is coming off another big game. Xavier Hutchinson, Jaden Higgins, Jalen Noel all could factor in. And D'Amico Ryan said it best. Whoever is open, baby, give them the ball. That might be exactly what the Houston Texans need. So this game comes down to one thing and one thing only. Can Drake May survive in elite pressure and man coverage, or does Houston defense break him down? And on the flip side, can CJ Stroud protect the football and stay patient against a defense that's peaking at the right time? That's the chess match. So let me ask you this, Man Hour Nation. Who do you trust more in the win or go home game? The rising superstar Drake May or the nastiest defense left the entire AFC? Guys, drop it in the comments down below. Make sure you hit the subscribe button and hit the like button. Remember, we are live Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. East Coast time, right here at youtube.com/manhour. Now, this game's got some people going. You got the Buffalo Bills taking on the Denver Broncos. The 6th seed versus the 1 seed, and this time is not in Buffalo. Guys, Denver is hosting a playoff football game for the first time since 2015. The same season that ended Peyton Manning's ride-off into the sunset and the Lombardi Trophy coming home. It's a full circle energy. That Super Bowl was played in Santa Clara, the site of this year's Super Bowl. Guys, Sean Payton has been pointing west all season long. Literally, head west. That has been the rallying call since the preseason. Head west, head west, head west, head west. Now let's talk about how we got here. Because, guys, the Buffalo Bills just snapped a playoff drought they probably didn't even realize was that bad. Their win in Jacksonville last week was their first road playoff win since 1993. Over 30 years ago. That is wild. Both franchises have been to AFC Championship games 10 times. Somebody's getting number 11 on Saturday. And history is leaning toward Buffalo. This is the playoff rematch from last season when the Buffalo Bills smacked the Denver Broncos 31-17 in a wildcard round. And since 2000, teams that meet in back-to-back postseason usually see the same result. 13 out of 19 times the same team wins again. But this Denver Broncos team, they're a lot different than last year's Denver Broncos team. So let's get to 3 storylines that are actually going to decide this game. Guys, the first one. The time is now for Sean Payton and Bo Nix. Denver did not stumble into the number 1 seed. 14 wins, 3 losses. Every loss by 1 score. This team has been rock solid all year long. Bo Nix doesn't put up video game numbers, but he's elite when it matters. 7 game-winning drives this season. That's not luck. That's poise. Peyton has done a masterful job scheming this offense around timing, balance, and situational football. Nick spreads the ball around great. Cortland Sutton, Troy Franklin, Evan Ingram. Nobody has to be Superman. They all just got to be average at best. And here's the chess move. Buffalo's pass defense is number 1 in the league. Forcing it through the air might be playing into their hands. That puts the spotlight on rookie running back RJ Harvey. Since week 11, he's been the guy. Nearly 900 scrimmage yards, 12 touchdowns, dangerous in the red zone, dangerous catching the football, and consistently running downhill. Now, he is still a work in progress, but you know what? He's showing growth each and every week. And then there's Bo Nix legs. Guys, Bo Nix has quietly been awful against quarterbacks who run. Buffalo has quietly been awful against quarterbacks who run. They have allowed nearly 7 yards per carry to quarterbacks this season. If Bo Nix tucks it and takes what's there, that's going to be a problem all game long. This game feels like moment Peyton envisioned when he took the job. Young quarterback, home playoff game, control the tempo, don't blink. But standing in the way is storyline number 2, because that is the one and only Josh Allen. Guys, Josh Allen is playing yet in another elite defense. Josh Allen looked beat up last week, bruised, battered, and still delivered a game-winning drive. That's just who he is. He is the MVP. He is Superman. But when he walks into arguably the nastiest pass rush in football, which Denver has 68 sacks this season, 11 more than anybody else, 4 different players with 7+ sacks, that's absurd. And then they did it 2 years in a row. Jonathan Cooper, Jack Allen, John Franklin Myers, they all come in waves. Who do you stop? Josh Allen has been sacked a career-high 40 times this season, and last week he was under pressure over a third of his dropbacks. Somehow, he still carved up the Jacksonville defense and when it mattered most. Here's the issue. Buffalo Bills receiving core, simply put, is banged up. They lost more guys last week, and Denver's secondary is led by the best corner in all of football, Patrick Surtain II. So once again, Buffalo's season might come down to Allen doing everything, throwing, running, escaping, creating. He's averaging over 310 yards total per playoff game, the most in postseason history. That's insane. But how long can one guy carry the load against this kind of defense? That is the question. And then this storyline, 3, spells it all out. Does last year's playoff game tell us anything? Guys, on paper, 31-7 looks like total domination. But that game was closer earlier than people remember. Denver scored first and had a chance to tie before halftime. Then Buffalo flipped the switch in the third quarter and never looked back. The key was the running game. Buffalo ran for over 200 yards, controlled the ball, kept Bo Nix on the sideline, and once Denver fell behind, the game tilted fast. James Cook went off in that game. Now, he was quiet last week. Buffalo would love to get him going again. Bo Nix started hot last season. He hit a deep shot early and then cooled off. Ended up leading Denver in rushing, and Sean Payton even called a fake punt early, which told you knew he was swimming upstream. This time, the setting is different. Altitude, noise, cold. Denver is a better team than they were a year ago, but the margin is razor thin. So this game boils down to this. Do you trust a battle-tested MVP who refuses to go down, or a young quarterback and a head coach who has built this season for this exact moment? Does Buffalo Bills repeat history, or does Denver finally break through at home? Guys, drop your takes in the comments down below. Make sure you hit the subscribe button and hit the like button. Remember, we are live Monday through Friday at 7 p.m. East Coast time right here at youtube.com/manhour. Now, this game, Seattle Seahawks take on the San Francisco 49ers. Man Hour Nation, this is one of those games that doesn't need hype. It is the hype. Seahawks, 49ers, division rivals. 2 meetings have already happened this season, and only one team gets to keep on the road to the Super Bowl. They met back in week 1. They met again back in week 18, and they met when it really matters. Back in the home opener, San Francisco 49ers stole one in Seattle with the late game heroics from Brock Purdy and the tight end that nobody knew his name, Jake Tongs. The game lit the fuse for the entire NFC West race. Fast forward to week 18. And Seattle flips the script completely, 13-3, no touchdowns allowed, total domination. Seahawks win the division, lock up the number 1 seed, and get this bye. Now, this question is simple. Was week 18 the truth or just a sapper? Guys, let's get into these three storylines that will decide everything. The first one is, can the 49ers avoid a repeat of week 18 nightmare? Guys, before anything else, let's make this crystal clear. The San Francisco 49ers even begin here is impressive. This team has been held together by duct tape, chewing gum, and pure coaching. Injuries everywhere. Key players gone, and yet Kyle Shanahan dragged them into 12 wins and went into Philly last week and ripped out the road playoff upset. That's real. But here's the hard truth. Against elite teams, the 49ers only have one way to win right now, and that's to outscore them. And in week 18, they couldn't score at all. This offense just put up 26, 37, 41, and 42 points in 4 straight games. Then walked into Seattle and couldn't find the end zone. That's just not a bad night. That's Seattle knowing exactly where to hit you. The injuries forced San Francisco 49ers into tight margins. George Kittle is gone. But the mystery tight end isn't a mystery anymore. Juwan Jennings, Kendrick Bourne, and DeMarcus Robinson have been carrying the load all year long because they have to. And defensively, Robert Saleh deserves serious credit. He's squeezing production out of the unit that's missing every premier pass rusher that started the season with. But make no mistake, Shanahan has to cook up something special again. Because if it turns into another grind like week 18, San Francisco 49ers will not survive. Now, the second storyline that I want to focus on is the pass rush battle, because this could decide everything. Guys, the Seattle's pass rush is flat out scary. It is scary without blitzing. The pressure quarterbacks nearly 40% of the time when barely sending extra rushers. 5 different guys with 40 flush pressures this season. They can get home with 4, and that lets them sit in coverage. That matters because the 49ers have struggled against the blitz all season long, and Seattle figured it out. They doubled their blitz rate from the first meeting to the second. Purdy never got comfortable. Completion percentage dropped. Timing vanished. Game was over fast. Now flip the lens. San Francisco does not have a traditional pass rush anymore. They rank nearly at the bottom in sacks, interception, and pressure rate. On paper, that's a nightmare. But here's a wrinkle. In week 18, even with all those injuries, the 49ers pressured Seattle's quarterback more often than Seattle pressured Purdy. That's massive. Because if San Francisco can get heat on Sam Darnold, the league's giveaway leader this season, they can steal possessions. They don't need sacks, they need mistakes, and Sam Darnold likes to deliver those. The problem is consistency. Can they do it again, or is that just a one-night thing? That leads us directly into storyline number 3. Does Seattle lean on the run game again, or actually trust Sam Darnold? Guys, week 18 just wasn't a win. It was a message. Kenneth Walker III and Zach Charbonnet ran straight through San Francisco. Nearly 180 yards rushing. They were physical. They were demoralizing. They controlled the game. And honestly, that might be the safest plan yet again. Sam Darnold is banged up. Oblique injury. History of disaster in big moments. Last playoff appearance, 9 sacks, 2 giveaways. If Seattle wants to protect him and themselves, feeding Walker and Charbonnet makes all the sense in the world. But here's the catch. San Francisco knows that's coming. Their run defense was solid most of the year, but it's trending the wrong way. They gave up nearly 140 yards to Philly last week and a season-high 180 in week 18. Seattle's rushing attack, meanwhile, has been climbing all season long. So it becomes a classic question. Can the San Francisco 49ers sell out to stop the run to force Seattle to put the game in Sam Darnold's hands? Or does Seattle stay patient, stay physical, and break the 49ers again? Guys, that is a chess match this week. So here's really what it comes down to. Do you trust Kyle Shanahan's ability to adjust to steal this game? Or does the Seattle's or do you trust the Seattle's balance, pass rush, and home field advantage to end their division rival season? Guys, who survives Saturday? Drop your takes in the comments down below. Make sure you hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. Remember, we are live Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. East Coast time right here at youtube.com/manhour. Now, this is a live, interactive show, guys, so drop your takes, comments, and thoughts down below. Until then, guys, we'll see you Monday. We out.